Hey, how's it going? The music sounds pretty calm right now, so I'm gonna talk very calmly. Night of Heart here, and we're back reading Rose's story. Yeah, okay, I don't know, I'm done with that. It's just that, the music is nice and soft, but, in a couple seconds it's about to be bumping, because just watch. Or just listen. But last time we left off, excuse me, Jesus. Yeah, I think we were reading her stories, and I really didn't want to read it. But then I read them anyways, and it probably wasn't even that good. Oh yeah, hadn't she said that she hated wizards? Yeah, let's get right back into this. Yeah. Oh, alright, I'm getting a stank look. Oh, here comes the music bumping, you see? Stank mood. Now, you see, now she's feeling kind of funky. She was okay for a second, now she's like, what the fuck you mean, What's your point? Well, you're no expert on wizards on Rose, but it seems like she actually does seem to like them, because she's several notebooks full of wizard fiction. You aren't trying to get, real here, but maybe it's possible her mom isn't the only one in the family who likes wizards? Rose pulls her book out of your hands. That and the rest of the books vanish into thin air. Oh, right, that must be that Sylladex. What she called? Oh, yeah, that must be, what she called it? A Sylladex? Yeah. I think I pissed her off. I think she might kick me out of the house. She doesn't look angry exactly, but the lines around her mouth and eyes soften as she talked about her books have hardened back up. Her eyes glitter menacingly. Oh, is that right, Mr. Frood? Frood? Fraud? Yeah, fraud, right? Am I stupid? Well, why don't you diagnose me? Oh, hey, wow, you weren't trying to be condescending or whatever. Clearly. Were you aware that it is a common psychological phenomenon for an individual to react to trauma by creating fiction representations of which have caused them bodily harm or emotional dismay? To suggest that the portrayal of those fictional renderings somehow condone them or support them is absolutely absurd. So, what she's saying is that she draws wizards to cope. Rose, Jesus Christ. I think I'm about to get kicked out the house. Rose rises regally to her feet. The lighting turns her into an ethereal silhouette. I said that wrong as well. What I'm saying is that I don't need to justify my fictional whatever to you or anyone else. No. She's totally right. You're sorry that you suggested she might like wizard. It was horrible, presumptuous, and not at all the way a friend should act. You are so sorry. You promise it'll never happen again. No, I don't suppose it will. Sorry, Rose. I didn't mean to hurt you like that. My fault. It's probably just because Rose's hair is such a pale blonde, but it almost looks like she's glowing in the dim bedroom. Like, light behaves a little differently around her than it does on everything else. Would you... Oh, come on, stop looking at her. Or something, I don't know. Would you look at that? It appears the rain is lighting up a bit. The rain is hitting the window so loudly you're actually having trouble hearing her. And your point is? Are you okay? Damn, Rose. I'm so confused right now. I don't know why. Are you mad at me? Are you not mad? Are you... What's going on here? I don't know. You can just zap yourself to out to where the weather is drier. Jesus Christ, now she wants me to just leave. Fuck off. Oh. I think she's about to kick me out the house. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? What did I... It's like, what the fuck? Okay. I didn't know we were this close to the other ending. That was pretty fucking close. Right, well, go fuck myself. That's what, go zap myself? Nah, go fuck myself. Alright, that was good. See, now, I didn't do a save point when she asked whether or not I should stay or go. So I'm gonna have to start it, and I'm gonna do it after that. I'm gonna have to do Act 2 again, and then just zoom through it. Yep, hey there. What if I say no this time? Let's just be different on rip. But the first question she did ask us she asked us was whether or not, basically she was saying she wanted us to be honest, because yeah, we're a fucking idiot. She's never met us. She wants us to, yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no and see what happens. Man, you guess today's the day you get owned by teens. She's totally right. What are you doing just wandering up to her house without even calling first? It's just totally disrespectful over time. No need to self-flagellate. Okay. No, okay, whatever, yep, okay. Oh! This is different. I didn't think this was gonna be different. He actually left. That's why Rose was surprised, because she didn't think he could actually teleport. he just zapped away. Oh shit! I wasn't trying to skim through the dialogue, because I just thought that I thought this question didn't matter. I thought the question that was gonna matter is whether or not we go look for her or we stay in her room. But this is different as well. No need to let me just read this, I guess. No need to self-flagellate. I'm saying that wrong. It was a simple suggestion to more critically examine your motives and actions in the future. See, yeah, she was just saying it. No, she's right, you're going, and you just leave. Alright. You zap away, aiming for a stop half a mile away into the woods, where you can become properly soaked and miserable. But instead of trees, you find yourself standing in front of a bank of computers. Shit, you misfired. Wait, you remember seeing a big structure off the distance when you were in front of Rose's house. You figure it was just some sort of office building, but this looks like it's more like a factory or a secret research lab. The computers show coordinates on the screen that don't mean anything to you. A countdown clock is frozen on 4:13. All this has trappings of tableau, I think. Someone set up for you to see. Turning away from the screen, you wander down a long line of gleaming science fiction equipment. It reminds you of a picture of old computers from the 1950s, the old ones that took up entire rooms. I shouldn't have said it like that. You bet you can go back and visit some of those if you zapped hard enough. You wander through the whole maze of halls, wide echoing rooms that aren't pictures. Wait, yeah, now I'm going too fast and I'm not making sense. You wander through the whole maze of halls and wide echoing rooms that aren't pictured because our art budget is only so big. But it takes a certainty, but take it as a certainty that they are very mysterious. To be honest, you probably could have drawn. Yeah, your art budget was only so big. Yeah, you could have drew it. Or maybe you're right. Maybe they didn't have enough money. Like they could have not had enough money. I'm kind of thinking about it. It kind of sucks. Like, is that true, or is that just like, or did they set up for a joke? Because like now, I don't know why. Now I'm thinking about it because it's just like this game. I mean, even though it's cool and all, it is it's just pictures and text and stuff, and like it's not a lot of moving stuff unless if it's like moving pictures. It's like but like moving still images. Not my difference. So it's just like. You're saying you couldn't do the hallways because of the art budget? Like, did they do it just to set up a joke? Did they think, you know what, let's add this joke in there because, or whatever? Or did they really say, like, damn, I really want to animate these halls, but there's no money. And then at that point, how much would it cost for them to do it? Shit, what do you need, $50? How much does it cost for people to draw computers? I don't know. Anyways, back to the story. Eventually, you circle back to the strange bank of screens. Nervously, you hit a few keys, tap a few fingers against the readouts. Nothing. It's all locked down. You think that you could only get these screens to unlock if you can unravel the secrets of life, the universe, and everything. Oh, I read that wrong, but you guys can probably read that right. I said it, the way I said it, it was like I said that if he unlocks the machine, yeah, whatever. Or maybe it's your memories that you are trying to unlock. Maybe you'll understand the seething waters of this endless ocean of time and space intertwining in the... Meow. Meow? Meow. Oh! It's Mom! You turn around, expecting a cat. And do you get a cat? Oh, and you do get a cat. A very adorable black kitten, tiny and soft with far more eyes than a cat should have. But the cat isn't the only one here. It's a woman in a sleek white lab coat and sensible heels holding at the cat. The cat. Pinning you to the spot with her gaze, or at least you assume she is. Her hair's in her eyes. Okay, I said that right. I thought it was gonna say like in front of her eyes. and the light is behind her. So all you can see her face is just her painted lips. And they're black. Love it. Love it. Sorry, ma'am. You absolutely didn't mean to trespass her secret laboratory. Same thing. You actually aren't even lying. You really just did fuck this up time. You fucked up this time. The lady puts the cat down slowly, where it rolls in the back and bats a paw playfully in the air. Aw, cats are great. Even mutant cats. Maybe especially mutant cats. This little guy should have a name. You think you'll name them Cryptic McWhiskers? Yeah, Cryptic McWhiskers is a great name. In fact, you can't imagine anyone naming this cat anything else. You hold out your hands at Cryptic McWhiskers and wriggle your finger. It rolls on its back to its feet and solders over to you. Nice. It is as soft it is as soft and fluffy as it looks, and its 4 eyes blink up at you with utter trust. At least this kitty will be your friend. Kitty is the same thing, right? The ominous black claws at the heels of the cement remind you that you and Cryptic McWhiskers are not alone. While you were busy with the kitty, a very intimidating, well-coiffed lady has walked over to the bank of screens. She pressed a button, and it must have some sort of fingerprint recognition or retinal scanning, or maybe she's just better at that thing than you are, because it works for her. On the floor, a few feet away from you, is a gray round protrusion. A platform on the floor. You saw it earlier, but you had no idea what it was for, so you just ignored it. What don't you understand can't hurt you, right? You think that's probably right. The intimidating lady presses a button on the screen, mouth turning up into... Oh, yeah, ooh. The intimidating lady presses a button on the screen, mouth turning up at the corners. Oh, she's smiling. Oh. She flashes a pop, and like the pressure in the room changes, you feel it in your eardrums. A pumpkin appears in the room. Yeah, it appears on the gray platform. Fuck. You aren't really sure what she's trying to say here. Making a pumpkin appear out of thin air is impressive, but it probably would have been more if you hadn't been popping in and out of existence all day. It's gonna take more than a pumpkin to impress you. Pumpkin? What pumpkin? The lady shakes her head and hits another button. The pumpkin vanishes, and in its place is a tiger. Yes, you heard that right. A whole ass tiger. Orange, black, big teeth and paws. For a second, you two just look at each other. Honestly, the tiger might be more shocked than you are. Kinda sucks to think about it. One second you're just chilling in a savannah, mauling an antelope or drinking at some waterhole. The next day, you're in some secret lab in upstate New York, staring at a very Oh! So... Okay, so Rose never said where she lived, right? Like, Rose never said where exactly. We just knew that they lived far away. He said a secret lab, and it looks like a secret lab in upstate New York. Staring down at a very unappetizing looking protagonist. Apparently you are appetizing enough for it to want to get a taste. Whoa, did I just get a bad ending? Because it looks from you to Cryptic McWhiskers and back again, then it charges. Is this a bad ending? Again? You try to book it out of there. The lady is in the lab coat looming in front of you. She's saying something. You strain to hear it. To hear her. Whatever. I'm kind of mad. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? So I'm just gonna get chased by a tiger? The tiger's right behind you. The lady or the tiger? At the last minute, you remember you have magic powers. You choose the third option. Teleporting the fuck out of there. Good. Oh, not again. You just zapped into another yet unknown building, although from the view out of the window, you think you might be in Rose's house. Although, the fact that Rose turns the corner in the hallway and stops short, still in her rain gear, her eyes are very wide. You wave awkwardly. That snaps her out of it. She stands up straight, sliding easily from shock to, superiority. Look at her. Immediately going, okay, time to be alpha. Or, I don't know what you want to call it. So you thought you just let yourself in? No. You know what? I'll leave again. After wasting my time mumbling about the mail, gaudy display of manipulative whatever, and then popping out of existence to leave me asking myself if I finally lost my mind? You hadn't meant to do any of that, especially not the last part. She isn't losing her mind unless both of you are losing your minds together. Rose looks at you over. Finally, she seems to decide that you are for real. You predid, yeah. Wow. Your predilections towards mailman mimicry weren't all that John told me about. Oh. He also said you had certain powers. Oh, okay, so are we gonna go back in the room and then after that I'm just gonna choose a different option? Powers of teleportation, time travel. Okay, yep. Okay, high engaging. Yep, they're fake as hell. Oh, your zappy powers. Yep. Okay, yep. Yep. That's actually made up. She still has her umbrella open. Hey, doesn't she know that's bad luck? Luck is also fake as hell. You sure about that? I just zapped out of existence. You say you can do magic. Prove it. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay. Yeah, thank you. What the fuck do you mean? But she just saw you vanish out of her front yard. Like I said, I could be losing my mind. She could be losing it now, at this very minute. But you see no point of arguing. You hold out your hand. After a moment of hesitation, Rose puts her finger on yours. Her nail long and sharp and painted glossy black. She closes her eyes and her umbrella droops. Should I picture my room or something? Oh, okay. Yeah, she thinks you, yeah, whatever. Zap, when you open up your eyes, you find yourself in a large, messy bedroom. And now my headset's gonna die. I don't know why every single time I want to record, my headset's on the verge of dying. Alright, so I think now we can just choose a different option now. Yep, Rose, you did that, you'll be right back. Yep, unmade, yep, yep, Rose, yep, what should you do? Let's go look for her. You're too anxious to sit still, and you aren't that sort of person who just sits there and waits for a friend opportunities to fall on their whatever. I cannot. Whoa. Better to run headlong into danger, or as much danger as a mini. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read too quick because I think I said my headset was gonna die, and then I started speeding up because I didn't want to sit there and grab my charger. Let's just read this shit properly. In fact, let me get up and go grab my charger. There should be a charger somewhere here. Like you'd think I'd have one, but booyah. I have a controller, so I just unhooked it. Give me this. That's better. Better. Alright, now let's go back to the reading. Yeah. There's like no water in there either. This is a very tragic day. You were too anxious to sit still, and you aren't the sort of person who just sits there and waits for a friend opportunities to fall into their lap. But better run headlong into danger, or as much danger as a what the fuck? A minimalist. A minimalist. The fuck? What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm so sick. Rose had told you that it isn't safe, and you run out anyways. You creep out into the hallway where a bunch of things happen more or less simultaneously. A deluge of quick-time events that you had no idea were coming. Lightning flashes in a perfect jagged line across the tall window at the end of the hall, following with the immediate by a crash of thunder so loud you think the house might be falling down. Abruptly, all the lights go out. Another flash of lightning, and for a vertiginous whatever moment, you see a long, thin figure against the window. You freak the fuck out, jumping about a foot in the air and yowling like a cat. A small hand lands on your shoulder and you jump again. Calm down, it's just me. Rose speaks in a normal tone of voice. It's jarring. The house is echoey and cavernous. There's just something about a dark house on a stormy evening that makes you want to whisper. I told you to stay and put for a reason. It's too early for my mother to be sauced enough not to notice a random strangers in her house. I don't want to go through the tedious process of explaining who you are. You had perfectly understandable reason for why you left, and the reason is that you were lonely. Jesus Christ. Rose snorts. Cold. You mean you were cold? Well, you're soaking wet. Follow me. She grabs you by the wrist and tows you down the hall. You wonder if you should warn her about the strange wraith-like creature you saw by the window. Jesus Christ. That's her mother, man. But you don't want to freak her out. Although her mom might be at risk too. I mean, technically speaking, he did see her mom. Like, her mom looked like that, and then you see an actual MS fucking Paint version of her on a fucking wall. So, I think he actually just saw two different I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyways, whatever. Moms are tough. She'll be fine. This probably isn't her first time she's gone toe-to-toe with some weird Slender Man. Yeah, so he actually saw the MS Paint, whatever, and then he's looking at Rose, and she's already seen his mom. This house looks haunted as shit. Rose brings you to a dark laundry room and motions you to take off your hoodie, which you do gladly because it's soaking wet. That's interesting. The design of the front, does it mean anything? Oh yeah, it's kind of cool. Blue lines that zigzag on one end like lightning. Looks like you make it. Looking at it makes you feel unsettled. You realize Rose is still waiting for a response, so you just hand her her hoodie and tell her no. You're pretty sure it's just an abstract sign. Then you stand there while she tosses the sweatshirt in the dryer, feeling the alarming currents of memories in your bloodstream. You're sure there must do something. You're sure there must be something to do to what the fuck? You're sure there must be something you forgot to do. But why is he getting a feeling of the alarming currents of memories in your bloodstream? What? You continue to feel weird as Rose hits the dryer button and nothing happens. Fuck. She hits the button a few more times, as if it will make a bit difference that the power is out. She presses her thumbs and forefingers in the bridge of her nose. Well, you aren't gonna fit in it. You aren't going to fit into anything in mine. She leads you down to a more long, dark hallways. Man, this house is unreasonably huge. You ask if if a lot of people live in here. No, it's just me, my mother, and a hoard of liquor that she's not soluble in water. That's not soluble in water. Here, try not to drip on the carpet. You aren't sure how you're supposed to manage that, but okay. This room is large and dark. When Rose parts the curtains, a flash of lightning illuminates four-poster bedroom. A long counter, a shelf covered, and a shelf covered in head to foot in bottles. Is that the same thing? Head to foot? I guess the foot of the table, and you can't say the toes of the table, so I guess that fucking makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Rose vanishes into another door, leaving you to a pre-ruse. This is a lot of liquor. Shit. This is a lot of booze. Here, I'm not sure what you would want to wear, but this should work until the power comes back on and we can dry your clothes. Rose hands you a long silk robe. She won't miss this. I don't think she's ever even worn it. Aww. She has this whole closet full of fantastic clothes that she never puts on. I thought that maybe Rose made it for her, but never mind, she probably just bought it. You take a robe and go into a large master bathroom. It's kind of a mess. The tub looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a long time. The robe gives you some nodding feeling and familiarity that looking at your hoodie did, but you put it on anyways. Okay. Whew, it's like, I don't know why. It looks like my limit of good reading is like 20 minutes and then I start fucking up. Or I start slowing down. I start getting processing errors in my brain or something. It's a relief you get out of your wet clothes. You hang them carefully on the shower rod. When you head back in the bedroom, you find Rose standing in front of the wall of liquor. She's holding the bottle of Grey Goose and squinting at the label like she's trying to read the nutrition facts. Yeah, there's no nutrition. I've often wondered what exactly the merits of consumption. Yeah, what exactly the merits of consuming this are. It tastes quite literally like burning. She opens the bottle before you can protest that she is in by no means the legal drinking age and wherever the fuck you are. Okay, but right here she says that you don't even know where you are. So when you said upstate New York, maybe from where he's from, it just looked like a lab in New York. You just make it an example because it's like New York City, superheroes and shit. So maybe, Rose doesn't live in New York. She puts the bottle in her mouth and takes a sip. She splutters. Blech! That's terrible. You could have told her that. Straight vodka isn't for the initiated, even fancy vodka. You take the bottle from her. She hesitates for a moment, then lets it go. You set it back on the shelf. This really is quite an impressive liquor cabinet. Liquor wall, liquor room. Her mom must really have a refined palate. Don't strain yourself. You can say it. What's the point of mimicking words? She's a fucking alcoholic. Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, she's a fucking alcoholic. Wow, this is intense. You're not sure if you're prepared for something this heavy. You were kind of counting on some silly shenanigans. Maybe a couple of funny jokes. You aren't cut out for this. You get the feeling that at some point you might have been cut out for this. You might have been sort of a person. You might have been a sort of person of your friends or potential friends could count on. In fact, you know on some level that this is true, but whenever you try to nail it down to any sorts of specifics, you find a gaping lacuna, a gaping lacuna of your experiences. I've never used that word in my life. It's all just white noise. Rose's shoulders slumps as she stands surveying her mother's bottles. She doesn't even have the decency to hide her distasteful habits. Who needs an entire wall of liquor bottles? She doesn't have people over. She doesn't have any friends. This is all just for me. Just for more of her passive-aggressive acts of fatal 1950s housewives with a death wish. It's just like the wizards. Wizards? Don't worry about it. You know how long it's been since I've had a home-cooked meal? Jesus. I'm not saying I acquire or even deserve a lovely crafted culinary masterpiece every time I sit down to eat. That's going a bit far. I know John complains about being plagued by fatherly concerns every chance he gets. He's overwhelmed by pastries whenever he ventures from his room. I'm glad my mother doesn't poke a considerable nose into my private affairs, but I'm sick of eating oatmeal. Rose, Jesus. I told you don't worry about it, but you will worry about it. You worry about all your friends. All two of them. Rose smiles with half her mouth. It seems about all she can manage. The lightning crashes. She looks so small and sad against this wall of bottles. You know how to fix this. Thunder rolls and you clench your fists. A friendship clench. You don't know who you are. You don't know why you're here. But you do know surely that you have these powers for a reason. And what better reason than to help out your poor young girl with her troubled home life? Rolling up your floppy... Wait, do they get to meet John or something? Rolling up your floppy sleeves, you get to work. What? What are you doing? You start with the dark liquor first. In your experience, those cause the worst hangovers. You're more likely to contribute to the absence of hot motherly meals and an overconsumption of oatmeal. You grab 2 bottles of rum and 1 of bourbon, which you tuck in one armpit. Then you zap out of the house into the clearing into nearby woods. Look at him getting bottles. You know what? We're about to drink or something. A couple hours ago, before it started raining, you drop the bottles and go back for more. Are you just stealing all my mother's liquor? Is this your solution for her alcoholism? Don't worry, Rose can thank you later. Okay. So we're just stealing her alcohol? You go for the tequila next, then the vodka, then you get sick of this organization approach and just start grabbing whatever the fuck is dumping into the past. Rose watches you do this for a while, then she hops on the computer and crosses her legs and starts texting. Wow, she's really so intent on their conversation that she isn't even noticing you're fixing her domestic situation. She keeps giving you a little fleeting looks as if you're pretty sure that she must be talking about you. You should just let her talk. It isn't right just to invade her friend's privacy. You attempt to resist the temptation, which you fail at immediately. Not even an rushed meme can save you. Or an overused meme. The fuck? Or rushed? Why'd I say? I can't talk. You zap behind her into the counter where you can spy in her private yeah. Oh, she's talking to Jade. I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry. And here was me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses of verging on yeah, whatever that word is. I'm recently considering of reevaluating on magic. You don't know who this person is. Maybe you should just... You go back in time a couple minutes when Rose started having your conversation. Jesus Christ. This man's using... This is the most I've seen him use his powers. Like, he just teleports from place to place. Now he's just teleporting bottles. Then he's just saying, you know what, let me go back a couple minutes. Like, he's getting more crafty with his powers. Even though it shouldn't be that hard. So, I mean, I don't know. But my character's an idiot. Like, we gotta remember, this guy's an idiot. You go back in time a couple minutes when Rose started her conversation. Your past self is busily zapping back and forth carrying liquor bottles. You're hunkered down so you don't see yourself and cause a paradox or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Out of morbid curiosity to shine light on my future, I come with a metaphorical hat in hand to ask you to consult your dream clouds. Do you happen to know anything about a strange cardboard cutout creature masquerading as a mailman? Are you sleeping? Sorry, I had to scold Beck because he's been acting really weird all of a sudden. Anyways, yeah, Beck's probably been like, yeah, there's someone teleporting, like 15 fucking zapping, changing the canon. Anyways, there's the same mailman that John was talking about, the fake one who hung out with him. Yeah, that's the one. They're currently emptying my mother's liquor cabinet in an attempt to prevent her from overindulging herself. Oh, are they drinking it? No, I think they're just dropping it off somewhere in the woods with their magic powers. Do they know she can just go out and buy more liquor? That's something you can do that's something you can do where you live, right? Yes, well, not exactly where we live. I think the nearest boozery is a good 20-minute drive. I'm not actually entirely sure where my mother got it all, but we don't own a car as far as I know. Sometimes it seems like she has the ability just to make things appear. I don't know anything about them. Sorry, yes you do. You make things appear in your lab all the time. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm still pretty sure. Oh yeah, and here I am trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses verging on the prognostication, whatever, as I am recently considering a reevaluation of magic. Wow. On magic. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still pretty sure magic's fake, at least the kinds of magic you're talking about. There's probably some real magic out there somewhere. Yeah, for instance, the sort that lets you to spy on your hostess's private correspondence while you're stealing her mother's library stuff, alcohol. You freeze with a contrite zap. You reappear in front of Rose. She sets her phone down and props her chin up on a delicate fist. Sorry, you honestly don't know what got into you. You just couldn't resist using your power of evil. Haven't you heard of the with great power comes great responsibility? Rose is right. She's totally right. You only had this power for like a day, so you're still not used to the idea of being able just to zap all over the narrative. Clearly, you didn't appreciate the implications. Zapping all over the narrative sounds potentially stressful. Oh, you bet. You are incredibly stressed right now. Rose laughs. You apologize to her for stealing all her mom's drinks. That was kind of overzealous of you. No, I actually thought it was hilarious. At that point, you should just teleport the whole fucking shelf. Unless the shelf is attached to the wall, then never mind. I've never really been one for pranks. That's always fallen more of John's wheelhouse. But there's nothing wrong with the occasional stepping outside of one's comfort zone. Let's do the vodka next. The two of you work together to get the place cleared out pretty quick. You zap Rose along with the bright clearing in the field. For a moment, she just stands in the sunbeam, blinking up at a cloudless sky. Her expression says that she still might not be totally convinced any of this is happening. When all the liquor has been transferred from the bedroom to the woods, in a big glittering dragon horde of booze, you and Rose fall down next to it in a messy heap. Well, you fall into a messy heap. Rose lowers herself daintily, sitting more on her knees than her butt, probably to keep her skirt from getting dirty. You get the idea that even though she lives in the middle of nowhere, she doesn't spend a ton of time outside. You tell her again that you're sorry you spied on her correspondence with her green friend Gigi. Also, you hope that she isn't going to get in trouble with her mom. I'm undoubtedly concerned. Dudley. I'll tell her where it is all. I'll tell her all. Yeah, I'll tell her where it all it is. What? Ooh! Ah! Why? Man, I'll tell you where it all is in a couple days. Although by that time, I'm sure at least a good third of it will be water damaged. Water damaged alcohol? I don't know. I mean, if it's in, I don't know. I'm sure this will have a fantastic implication for our relationship. Not at all exuberating. That's not what that word says. The emotional problems underlying her addiction. You laugh awkwardly. Well, you kind of just feel like an asshole. Rose lies back in the grass and raises her hand to trace the curves of the fluffy white clouds. She closes her eyes. Perhaps it's just a projection of my part, or wishful thinking, but ever since I met you, I feel like something has changed. Or rather, Something has failed to change, if that makes sense. It's probably nothing. No, it's something. Her eyes flicker back open, endlessly purple. Fixed on the skyline, she can see something beyond it. And once again, you feel like there's something really crucial that you forgot. But at least you made a new friend. And even if you don't think Rose's brand would ever allow her to call you as such, you're lying in a sunny clearing next to a pile of alcohol. And honestly, it doesn't get much friendlier than that. We got it! Yay! And I'm wearing a super nice outfit. And yeah, you're forgetting something. You're forgetting that you're fucking up the story or something. But, wow, we did it. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Yeah, that works. Now I'm kind of curious. I guess okay. There's one more thing we can do. There's one more thing we can do. We can do this. Zoom through this again. Blah blah blah. Say yes. Then after that, instead, we're gonna zap. And then after that, she's gonna run. Then we're gonna go look for her. Flash. Yeah, okay, we see that. Okay, it's basically the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just that the only difference in dialogue is that when we teleported away and we went to the lab, he knew what her mom looked like or whatever. And I'm pretty sure there was some dialogue where she said, "Oh yeah, we gotta protect Rose and her mom and whatever." And yeah, but in this time, I'm pretty sure he didn't even say it that time. I think he just saw the flash and was, "Oh, what the fuck was that?" And then after that, Rose just came. Okay, very good. All right, well, that's about it. I guess I think Andrew Hussey said that a couple more episodes that come out. Like more chapters come out every 2 weeks. I don't really remember. So, but yeah, when more come out, more episodes will be made. But I should be, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I should be playing probably maybe some other stuff. Probably finishing some stuff I already read. I don't know. Let me know some suggestions of what you guys maybe want to see. I'm still probably gonna end up doing what I want, but I like hearing suggestions. So. I don't know, something that you want me to finish, maybe? Yeah, something. I don't know, something. But I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Or the next thing, or whatever. So, Night of Heart, outie. Wink, wonk, wink, wonk, wink. Wonk. Open your eyes, young one. Wink.